In today's video, we are going to learn about goitrogen. Let me first tell you what goitrogens are. Goitrogens are compounds in food that compromise thyroid function and promote the formation of goiter. So what is goiter? Goiter is actually the swelling of thyroid gland. Now, consuming high amounts of these substances called goitrogens on a regular basis may have an impact on your thyroid health. Now, there are three main types of goitrogens. Number one, goitrins. Number two, thiocyanates. And number three, flavonoids. Goitrins and thiocyanates are produced when plants are damaged, such as when they are sliced or chewed, whereas flavonoids are naturally present in wide variety of foods. Goitrogens disrupt the production of thyroid hormone by interfering with iodine uptake in the thyroid gland. This triggers the pituitary to release thyroid stimulating hormone. They also interfere with the activity of thyroid peroxidase enzyme, which is required for the oxidation of iodide into iodine. It further stimulates the release of TSH, which then promotes the growth of thyroid tissue and eventually leading to goiter. According to researchers, goitrogens affect your thyroid gland adversely in case of iodine deficiency. Means if you are not taking sufficient amount of iodine and taking large amount of goitrogen on regular basis, then it could cause hypothyroidism. Now let me elaborate the sources of goitrogens. There are certain drugs and chemicals that have been shown to have goitrogenic effects. There is a list of such drugs present here. You can see there are sulfadimethoxin, which is an antimicrobial drug, and it may lead to thyroid dysfunction. There are certain drugs called phenobarbital. They induce metabolic degradation of T3 and T4 and thus acts as goitrogens. You can find thiocyanates also from cigarette smoking other than the foods. Some chemical substances such as thiocyanate from cigarette smoking and perchlorate decrease iodide uptake and work as thyrotoxins. Foods which have been demonstrated to have goitrogenic effect include soya and cassava and vegetable from the brassica family and cruciferous vegetables. Now, according to some studies, in places where iodine deficiency exists and millet being a major component of the diet, the millet consumption can contribute to thyroid enlargement, which is the start of endemic goiter. It has been observed that the person who are already susceptible for thyroid disorders, or I can say who are having genetic history of thyroid disorders, should not take these goitrogens because the high intake of goitrogen may predispose the condition of hypothyroidism. Now let me tell you about some foods that contain goitrins or thiocyanates. Those are African cassava, bok choy, broccoli, Brussels sprout, cabbage, canola, cauliflower, Chinese broccoli, collard, flax, kale, and millets. Mustard peaches, peanuts, pine nuts, radish, spinach, strawberry, sweet potato, and turnip and watercress are also rich in goitrogens. Now there are certain foods they contain flavonoids. Those are berries, red wine, soya products such as tofu, tamf and soya milk, teas especially green tea, white tea and oolong tea. Some example of flavonoids are resveratrol in red wine and catechin in green tea. Now, it does not mean that you should totally avoid those goitrogens, specifically in cruciferous vegetables. You should reduce the amount of goitrogen by boiling, steaming, or cooking the cruciferous vegetables, as those vegetables also contain some anti-cancerous properties. Do you know how boiling, steaming, or even fermenting reduce the goitrogens in the food? Cruciferous vegetables contain progoitin called glucosinolate. These progoitrins are converted into goitrins such as thiocinates and isothiocyanates by the action of myrosinase enzyme. Now, this enzyme is naturally found in cruciferous vegetables and it is activated when these vegetables are cut or sliced or chopped. Myrosinase activity can be reduced by boiling, fermenting, or cooking the cruciferous vegetables, thus reducing the amount of goitrogens. And for other goitrogens present in isoflavones or in millets, you can take them in moderation so that they can't adversely affect your thyroid gland. So, this was all about goitrogens, and if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel.